Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, and their twin flame connection. Capricorn, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to you to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you in advance. So this is for Capricorns who are in a twin flame dynamic. And if you're not sure if you're in a twin flame dynamic, please consult the many videos on YouTube that go into great detail describing that dynamic. In a nutshell, twin flames are two people who share the same energetic soul. One soul, two bodies. And I've now had maybe 9 readings to get this explanation right in this series of readings, and I should write it down, but it's hard to describe. Lots of people don't believe in twin flames, but unless you're in a twin flame dynamic, it's impossible to describe it to somebody. But it usually involves a chaser and a runner and a separation period between the two people. I am a twin flame. I was the chaser and now I'm the runner. So the whole point of the twin flame dynamic is for the twins to encounter one another and then go into the separation period, during which they discover themselves and have a spiritual awakening. And often they come together in union when they have spiritually ascended. The chaser usually ascends first spiritually. They know from the beginning, or they're more open from the beginning to their counterpart being a divine counterpart. It's like they recognize their twin. They recognize the love, and they know that it's their person through and through and through. The runner in the dynamic is just like, oh my God, like this is way too much intensity, too much love coming at me, too much dependency on me. And they run because they get suffocated. They can't take it. It is an energetic bond that can never be broken. You and your twin are it for life, for eternity, because you're the same soul. So the idea, though, in this humanness, our human selves, our earth selves, is to come to the realization that we don't actually need our twin. We might think that we do because the yearning, the longing is so strong. We don't need our twin. We are complete in and of ourselves, and worthy in and of ourselves. And only until we really truly inhabit that can we spiritually ascend, right? And during that ascension process, we may discover some of our spiritual gifts. So one of my spiritual, or several of my spiritual gifts kind of came online. My throat chakra is closing. Maybe this is difficult for you to hear. I feel as though there's some cross watchers too. And I don't always say that, but I feel like there's some cross watchers here. And maybe you're a runner, you're a cross watcher who's a runner. So would it pain you to hear that your twin is spiritually ascending before you? I don't know. Somebody didn't want me to say something just now. It was too painful. I don't remember where I was going on about it, but some of my spiritual gifts came online. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, which is how I'm even sitting here today reading cards for you. Because when I separated from my twin, I started to focus on myself, and that's the whole point. Focus on yourself. And all of this abundance and prosperity, doors opening, opportunity will come to you. And it seems a little unfair because it's kind of like, well, why couldn't I have experienced all of this with my twin? We could have been, you know, a power couple together. Why do we have to do it separately? To that, I don't know the answer, but maybe if your twin is around you all the time, you'll just focus completely on them and not on yourself. So it requires a separation period. So we're going to be doing the tarot reading today with the Way of the Panda Tarot, because it's a little more lighthearted to see pandas. Sometimes the twin flame readings can be very exhausting, and just twin flames can be exhausting. And we're going to be pulling one card from Carolyn Mrs. Archetype cards. So Capricorn, I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that I didn't completely butcher that. I probably did. I hope you're still watching. It's 5 minutes in. Here we go. I do have to explain it though, because, you know, some people might be coming to this for the first time and not sure what a twin flame connection is. It's a crazy concept, and it's not a soulmate. It's different from a soulmate. It's hard to explain to somebody who is not a twin. I don't do it anymore, to be honest with you. Unless the person I'm talking to is really open-minded, I don't even bother to explain it. The word you got is martyr. This is a very triggering word for me. One, because I used to be one, not anymore, but I used to play this card a lot. My twin is sometimes a martyr. It's a very triggering word. Could be triggering for you too. There's a light attribute and a shadow attribute, and the light attribute says learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So in that sense, very altruistic. Shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. Very much reminds me of the 5 of Cups card, which is all about self-pity and can sometimes be about depression, needing a change of perspective. I'm not really getting too much out of the imagery. There are 2 roses here that have fallen. Could represent the twin flame dynamic. Oh, well, actually what I do see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangle shapes. So 5 is significant. We'll see if 5 comes out during your tarot reading. Oh, man, I cannot even make it up. There's number 5 in the major arcana, the Hierophant. Thank you, Spirit. That's crazy. It came out in reverse, but it doesn't matter, because what? It's insane. Oh, chills, chills. The Spirit. Damn, that was so kick-ass. All right, let's do it. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. Okay, so yeah, 3 major arcana you got. We'll start with your energy, which is the Hierophant. Look at how slick this guy is. Look at how slick he is with that bamboo shoot in his mouth. He almost looks like a gangster. A little bit of weird in one ear, out the other. In one ear, out the other. This card is peculiar because it reminds me of the Temperance card, which you do not have on the table thus far, but it's almost like you're listening to something but what you actually hear is so, or in the upright, what you would have heard is so multifaceted. But you got this card in reverse. The Hierophant typically is known as the Pope of the Tarot. So representing a religious person, a religious figure, a spiritual figure who has a direct connection to the divine, right? Could be a teacher, a mentor, a guru, a priest, a pastor, a rabbi, etc., etc. She got this card in the reverse, so it's almost like you are, maybe you're getting a little fed up with dogma, is what I just heard. Perhaps you have been consulting religious texts or people to try and understand what this twin flame thing is, and no one can give you a satisfying answer. And so you're looking to other sources, right? It's all been such a confusing blur. Seven of Cups in the upright talks about spoiled for choice and being very confused as to what to look at, where to direct your attention. In the reverse, you're not interested in kind of, it's almost like if this went in one ear as one thing and came out, it's almost like you wanted just a straight answer, and what you got was confusing because you started to ask a lot of people and everyone had a different answer. And so you just want to like put that to rest now. I'm asking for a clarifier. King of Pentacles, 3 cards. King of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy, it's your energy, Capricorn. 3 of Swords in the reverse. Toughest card in the deck, the heartbreak, heartache card. And the 8 of Pentacles, diligence and tenacity and hard work, focus. Look at how focused he is. But look at how focused he is. I don't know why I had to say it twice, but slightly differently the next time. It's almost like he's looking at it so close that he can't see it. There's something to that. It's like you found yourself way too close to the situation that you could no longer see a way out. 3 of Swords. You can see here, I always like to point out the fact that this is heartbreak, heartache, disappointment. Look, see here too, the glasses, his like spectacles have just like fallen off his face, like he can't see anymore, can't bear to look at it. No pun intended. There is a book. The swords are going through a book. So it's, I have been talking in the other signs, the other twin flame readings about this card, because of course it would show up more than once. And I talk about it in the sense of, what story have you been telling yourself? What story have you heard about your twin that may or may not be true? It's almost like Spirit is saying, don't forget who you are. There's could be some false narratives that you've been telling yourself, right? Or that have been said to you, right? I did bring up the Hierophant and how you're no longer wanting to look to kind of gurus or religious leaders or whatever for the answers, because they don't have the answers for you right now. And Spirit is saying, you know, it's this attempt to, we don't want to lose ourselves, King of Pentacles. We don't want to lose ourselves in the hunt for the truth. They wanted me to say to you, you know what the truth is. It's almost, okay, so they're showing me when I first figured out, rather, when I was first introduced to the idea of twin flames during the course of my spiritual awakening, I was listening to a tarot reader at the time that my very close friend had introduced me to online. And her name is Baba Jolie. And I completely, highly recommend her. She's so connected with Spirit. Like, her spirit guides are like right there all the time. She's very accurate, and she gets messages. Like, we all get messages. You get messages, I get messages, but she gets very specific messages. Names, images, things that you might see out in the world. And she does twin flame readings. And so I watched this twin flame reading once, and it was before I knew I was a twin flame. And it was so accurate to describing my dynamic with my twin, who then was just my ex. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how accurate it was. And so, the thing about tarot, and this is coming from somebody who reads tarot, tarot can be kind of addictive. You have to take tarot with a grain of salt, just like you would take anything with a grain of salt. Ultimately, you are your best and most reliable intuitive guide. But it's so interesting how tarot works, because when you find somebody that you resonate with, it's like they have a window into your soul almost. It's so crazy. But she was doing these twin flame readings, and I was watching and really starting to understand what it was that I'd been going through all this time. The struggle with my twin, it just described everything with him to a T. And to the point where it almost drove me mad. And one day, I kind of called out to Spirit. And I was really in doubt. And I said, Spirit, I refuse to believe this BS anymore. I refuse to believe it, because I think I'm just making it all up in my brain, and it just is causing me to go crazy. I will not believe this unless you make her say his name. Right? Because she said names all the time in readings. I'll never forget it. I was sitting on the edge of my bed one day during COVID, and I was like listening to her, and again, everything she was saying, it was a twin flame reading from my side. Everything she was saying, down to a T, just described everything. And I was like, well, yeah, but it could all be coincidence. It's all coincidence, right? Then at the end of the reading, it was like she started to stutter over her words. And she said, sorry, they're just giving me a name. And then she said my twin's name. And I'm not going to tell you what his name is, but I will let you know that it is not common. It is not a common name. It is not an everyday name in any way. It's not a completely unique name, but it's not like, no offense to any Michaels or Davids or whatever out there, Roberts or whatever, no offense to any of you, but like, it's none of those. It's not a name that is common. And when she said his name, that was it for me. It's sometimes I question it still when I get really frustrated, but ultimately I know, and ultimately you know, but you may have felt like you lost yourself somehow, right? Spirit is saying, be careful, you're too close. You're too close. You're almost like driving yourself insane by trying to look too hard at it, too hard at the twin flame dynamic, instead of focusing on yourself and your goals and your hopes and dreams. Like, Spirit really wants you to move and act and be in ways that are healthy for you, right? I feel like I'm speaking to somebody who's like newly in the twin flame situation, like it's just occurred to you or come across your knowledge base, your awareness of what a twin flame dynamic is, and that you may have one. So what is your twin's energy? And feel free to flip the energies, because I was reading for you and now I'm reading for them, but twin flames mirror each other, so take whichever one resonates, right? Their energy is 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So you may be also dealing with another earth sign. The 4 of Cups in the upright. So Ten of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who is just absolutely in a, you know, it's not that they don't have abundance, it's that they don't believe that they have abundance. Little bit of self-pity. Little bit. This is lack mentality. Further clarified by the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is somebody that just is like, ho-hum, I only have 3. But here's Spirit's paw. This represents the Ace of Cups from Spirit, saying, but look at all of this that I have for you. Can't you see? Can't you see, twin, how beautiful, how lovely life is? They can't see it right now. They're very apathetic because they're just feeling like they lost everything. They're feeling in a lack mentality. Let me get a clarifier on that for your twin. 4 cards flipped out. It's a lot of cards. Excuse me. No, that's too many cards. Too many, Spirit. There was like 6 cards. I can't take 6. I'm going to take 1, Spirit, please. 1 card. Okay, thank you. 2 cards came out. And what did I tell you? Here we are. I felt it. I felt it when I saw this card, and I said it reminds me of the 5 of Cups. Here she is, 5 of Cups. And the Justice card. Libra energy. Could be dealing with the Libra. Justice is in this deck. It's the number 11. It's so funny. There's one. He's like kicking the face of the other panda. I think it's hilarious. Justice talks about, could be talking about legal matters, legal contracts, marital contracts. Maybe you were married to your twin. Maybe you considered marrying your twin. Justice talks about karmic balance and bringing order to things. Here we have the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups talks about needing a change of perspective. In this card, though, in your reading, you know, normally it would be a little bit of depression, self-pity. Seeing these 3 cups on the ground spilled and not realizing there are 2 back here. 2 of Cups in the tarot represents divine union. So it's like the 3 cups here have now been spilled. Where are we? From the 4 to the 5. But with your twin, it's almost like I see you as this comforting figure here, and this is your twin. Your twin's feeling a little sad and sorry for themselves. Energetically, I want to just stick that word in there. Energetically, you're showing them so much compassion and love. What you're doing in the 3D, I have no idea. I kind of say it like that because I feel like it's not like this in the 3D. Because I see these dandelions here, which kind of dandelion wisps are kind of floating away. Things are temporary. They're fleeting. Sometimes that fleetedness is such a sad feeling, right? Like a golden hour. That's always one of the most beautiful and one of the saddest parts of my day, because it's so beautiful that it just breaks your heart when it's over. I feel like you're comforting your twin, and that's very generous of you, especially if they were self-destructive towards you, you know. But right now, they may be dealing with a karmic partner as well. This could, you know, or a karmic situation that they have to suss out for themselves, and you can't be there for it. It's almost like it's not your place to handle it for them. Maybe that's something you used to do. All you can do is show your compassion on an energetic level. So the thing about twin flames is that we you can see your twin flame in the astral realm and in dream state. In fact, maybe you have seen them in astral and in dream state. I see my twin often in those places. And in the astral, it's only energy and it's only love. There's no bickering, there's no ego, there's no discrepancy or confusion. It's just love. It's just love for you and the other side of you. That's tough energy. Your twin is going through it. You're both going through it, but I feel like you have more of a handle on things. What's the connection? Four of Pentacles. King of Swords. So, looking at things, looking at the truth, maybe not talking about it right now. King of Swords is Gemini energy. The sword in this card is facing down, however. It's almost like writing, he wants to write a letter. He's got that quill in his hand, but he's not saying anything right now. It's like you guys are understanding the truth of your connection, how intense and profound it is to your spiritual awakening, but you're keeping things way close to the chest. Four of Pentacles is a little bit of miserly energy, keeping it real close, like locked down. Locked down. I relate to this because I have not spoken to my twins since I realized we were twins, and every single day I just want to call him and tell him, have you understood yet what we are to each other? He's getting there. I haven't talked to him, but I can sense it. He's getting there. But it's like that. Spirit is showing me, right? I talk about this situation because Spirit is giving me the story to talk about it. Now, otherwise, they would give me a different story, right? But I understand this. It's like how many times I wanted to blast my twin with this information, thinking, you know, God, would it just change our dynamic? But it's almost like he has to figure that out on his own. Otherwise, I'll be preempting something. And I had to go through that spiritual awakening. He should have to go through it too. You never want to have your twin in a vibration that is not where you are. The whole point is to elevate each other, not have somebody drag you down, right? We get a clarifying card. Yeah. Ten of Swords, really trying to get out of the space of disappointment. Look at that mirror, broken mirror. Didn't I tell you that it's a crashing through illusion. It's like this panda isn't even real. Like he's all opened up in there and like stuffing is coming out. It's like putting an end, or Ten of Swords is bringing something to an end of just being stabbed in the back and disappointment and disillusionment. Right? Eight of Cups is a moving on energy. It's a saying goodbye. Goodbye to the things that did not serve me. The Moon card in the reverse. Things are coming to light. Moon typically would talk about secrets, illusion, and confusion. You're no longer in that space. So both of you may be having a lot of profound realizations, but no one's talking to each other about it. It's because it's too intense right now. And what is your advice from Spirit? The Strength card, Leo energy, and the Sun, also Leo energy. Very fiery, but you got the Sun in reverse. So while things are becoming more clarified for you, they're not entirely illuminated because you still have a path. There needs to be an ego death. The Strength card is overcoming the ego. It's overcoming. The ego is there to protect us from the things that trigger us, But an unhealthy ego can look like lashing out, passive aggressiveness or aggressiveness or anxiety, all of these things. A healthy ego is saying, okay, that triggered me. Now I gotta go like think about it, meditate on it, and figure out how to heal. Right? So Spirit is saying continue along that path of asking yourself, when your twin triggers you, a memory of them in real life, the idea of this whole thing, when it triggers you, quiet the mind, quiet the heart, and just sit with the energy, but almost dispassionately. Like don't infuse so much emotion in it. Just say, okay, I'm feeling really triggered right now. Why? And just be kind of try to be rational about it. Try to step outside of yourself and look at the situation and say, okay, what am I supposed to learn about myself in this moment? What responsibility can I assume for my actions? Because it's not all your twin's fault. No, it isn't. So we have to, right? Addiction to self-pity. It's like, woe is me. The world hates me. Well, no. That's, what stories are you telling yourself? The sun is illumination, clarity, life-giving energy. And even in the reverse, it's a nice card. Because it's, thank you, Spirit, it's like on the horizon for you. It's like the sun just coming up. Clarifying, the sun is in reverse, is the Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're not, so now I have the King and the Queen of Swords in this reading. Requires a little bit more of the thinking space, like in terms, the cerebral. But right now, Queen of Swords in the reverse is just in a little bit of denial of what the truth is. So that would make a lot of sense as to why the sun was in reverse. It's okay. It's okay, maybe too much. Focus on the self. Focus on responsibility, self-responsibility, accountability. The more accountable you are for your actions and emotions, you're just going to up-level spiritually. That's a beautiful type of maturity. And Spirit is showing me that that's what is required at this time. So that's your reading, Capricorn. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. Comment down below. Please hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Capricorn.